have you ever dreamed about the sound of your music? Sorry.
I have actually dreamt songs, like that I've woken up with a song in my head and I've just recorded it or something straight away. But I haven't dreamed like. Oh, it's a hard question too.
Yeah, neither have I.
The sounds and colors and everything.
No,
I've dreamt that we've performed really, really bad shows.
yeah, that's a classic.
But I've
So you have fear
rock and roll
of
nightmares.
change a little bit?
I have rock and roll nightmares.
No, we haven't got like any fears to play, but sometimes you dream bad dreams. But yeah, no, but I've dreamt like actual songs that have become songs later, maybe. But yeah, I don't dream like any like landscapes or anything that kind of.
No,
like,
of course not. No, I wasn't talking about that. I was like talking about dreaming music, the sound, you know.
Yeah, I've definitely done that. It happens every now and then. Sometimes it's shit though, but every now and then you might be lucky and dream something good.
Is the hair important for the music?
The hair.
Yeah, the hair.
And I wouldn't.
Does it look
Because
like
you
it?
have long hair, you know, and a lot of people have long hair with that are involved in music, and also you take care of your hair. You said I want to make my hair before the interview, so
I don't know how
is it
so,
something?
but
Is it something?
nah.
I don't think it's important at all.
No, and it takes about 1 minute into a show and it's ruined anyway, so I don't think it has any importance whatsoever.
But I'm gonna cut my hair soon.
Yeah, he is actually.
Okay, so the last question: what is your strength that keeps you going on with your music?
I think like one of the main things is what I mentioned before about the people that listen to our music. I mean, at least for me, that's very important because I think without the listeners, I think I would get even more depressed than I am. So it kind of makes it easier to make music when you know that someone will actually listen to it, and that because we get all these emails and stuff from people that listen to us, and I mean people who has tattooed our lyrics on their bodies, you know, and it can, but all that matters a lot to us, and if I know that someone wears my words on his or her body, you know, or something like that, it makes me feel a lot better, and that
So the words are important.
like any feedback that's positive from people that listen to our music is important, at least for me. But then also I think the love to the music is very. I mean that's the reason why we started to make music. So I mean it's kind of the same, even if it's a long time since we did that. Kind of still the same core to make music because you love it so much. So there's no way you could not do it. You know?
Your eyes are on you now, my friend. They want you, God, you won't forget. It's all been done, you know you're next. Your eyes are on you now, my friend.
So you're traveling from a band to band and
Yeah.
from a city to a city.
Yeah.
Does that help you in any way?
Yeah, it does. Well, traveling from a band to band, you mean the Girls Against Boys, the old group that Alexis and I used to do, and this is a new group. It's yeah, I mean it's this group has a different kind of approach. It's just slightly more acoustic music, but still with some of the kind of post-punk edge. And yeah, I mean, you grow, you know, as you move through life, changes happen, and I just like to sort of embrace them. Yeah, same thing, moving from a city to a city, I have new ideas. My imagination is inspired. So when imagination is inspired, then you can maybe try to think of something, and then you create it, you know, what you think of. So yeah.
Do you think that maybe someday you will go to a mountain and not to a city?
I don't know. I like the countryside more and more. Yeah, more and more. I like to just relax in different places. But I guess for now, though, I still like city life. I mean, cities are interesting. I mean, cities are on one hand, of course, very different all over the place, but there's a lot of things that are really the same. I mean, you know, it's like in New York. I mean, we moved to New York to start Girls Against Boys, and I moved to Europe really to start Paramount Styles. But when I first moved to New York and stuff, you're like a stranger in a new place. So you have a lot of ideas, just thinking about what people are doing and trying to fit in and try to do different things. And I think I do like that sensibility, which is probably why I keep moving, you know, around.
Do you mix politics in your songs?
Not too much politics, but maybe.
Your opinion about
Yeah,
stuff?
right. Social politics. Yeah, it's sort of like social politics about living and things. I mean, ideas. I think that I never have in my songs straight statements about like what I think about politics, because to me that's not. It's just for me that's not the interesting part about music. To me, no one's really interested in what I think about politics. What's interesting is in music, I think what's interesting is trying to convey, of course, your take on the world, but it can't just be the facts like this is wrong, this is right. You have to convey something emotional, convey something that people can recognize themselves in, you know. So it's not just political stuff, but it's part of it is. I mean, sometimes the songs can be slightly cynical or critical about consumer culture or different things, but not in a hardline way. They're just observations that I try to make interesting to other people, not because of me, but because the other people are interesting.
So you think maybe music can change the world in some way, like change how people think?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe music can change the world. Maybe it certainly probably already has changed the world. But in terms of changing the way people think, that seems to happen slowly, you know, slowly anyway. And sometimes I wonder if the way people think has changed very much at all. I mean, that's a philosophical question. It's like every philosopher, if you read philosophy, which I do sometimes, it's like one of the first things they have to do is define the terms of like, okay, well, what are we talking about when we're talking about what people think about truth or meaning in life and all these things? And the first thing they have to do is define what they're talking about. And the first thing they talk about is usually ancient Greek culture or whatever, ancient culture where it's like this is the birth of philosophy. And then they have to define their terms. Are people really changed by the 60s and the Beatles changed something? Sure, it changed some little things, some stuff, but maybe it's people still, I think, are full of the same, you know, desires, angers, fears that they always have been. So I don't know how much things really change. We're just here living, and every person here is born into a world that they don't choose, so they just try to make sense of it.
Okay, if you could choose a world, some kind of perfect world, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't think I'd want a perfect world because because I guess maybe sometimes too much. I like the kind of I don't like a perfect world. Just would be to me wouldn't have any of the fun things in life. I mean, the fun things are the struggle. The fun thing, not the fun things. That's not the right way to say it. The meaning is derived by the struggle to sort of do something and change something or change yourself. Really, I mean, I think that's what most of the thing is about. So. A perfect world, I couldn't imagine what it would be like. I mean, I'm not a perfect person. I mean, what I do in a perfect world, I'd be totally out of place, you know. So.